and I want her to
Of
introduce
course, I have
herself.
a sole
So,
proprietor
sister, you can introduce
small
yourself.
business that I claim every year. And peace. This is Amana Yahawada.
Okay, and of course, her husband.
The wife of Tazarayach, Yahawada of ISUPK.
But what the wife knew was that it was wrong to do and told the school as she was supposed to. And I remember when that happened, GMS was like, a woman ain't supposed to tell, a woman ain't supposed to tell, a woman ain't supposed to tell. And Commander General Yohana was so cold with it. This is the scripture that Commander General Yohana brought out that cut them to piss. This is Acts, the 5th chapter, right? So now, to give y'all context, and I'm saying this to say, and this for all you women, you cannot let a man convince you that you do not have the right to tell leadership if you're being abused, if you're being forced to do something.
This child, he was told the woman, the mother of the child, to say that the baby is not his on the paperwork to get welfare. I don't collect welfare.
Say that again, sister.
He actually told me that he told her to say that he's not the father so that she could get welfare for the pregnancy and the child that was being born. Now, the contingent for give all your money to your Lord, your husband, that's not what we discussed, and I assured him that that was not going to be a part of this arrangement. And I don't know how he does it with his other wives.
Today, use child support on a man, unwarranted, because I take care of my kids currently. So in this scenario, I'm already taking care of my kids, so there's no reason for her to put child support on me. So why is she doing that? She's doing that usually, let's say, I'm assuming we're not together in this scenario no more. So now she's jealous because I got another woman. And so she thinks the way she gets vengeance on me is to put child support on me. But at the same time, she'll get another man. I'm not putting child support on her when she
doesn't mean anything to me, because when you call yourself a leader in the position that he is, you're held to a way higher standard. But remember, and Ariala said this earlier in Clubhouse, he said,
assured him that that was not going to be here. He agreed. He never did try to take control of my money. However, he did have my credit card on his gym for over a year, a little over a year, up until about the last few payments where I cut it off, where he could not pay for his gym membership. There's also been, I signed him up for a AVIS.
Doesn't mean anything to me, because when you call yourself a leader in the position that he is, you're held to a way higher standard. But remember, and Ariala said this earlier in Clubhouse, he said,
and the daughter, and then the truth will come out. So like saying that, I said when I did the live stream, and even when me and Tommy talked about it, I said this could be a thing where the mother used child support against them, and the mother, made it hard. And my stance is, if you put child support on me and I'm taking care of my kids, I'm not coming around them kids. I'll come around them kids when they old enough. So
hold up, Captain. Are you saying if your wife put child support on you, you're not coming around your kids because of what she did?
Yep.
That's wrong, though, Captain.
No, it's not.
Hold up. The children ain't got nothing to do with what the mother did, Cap. What is you talking about?
There's a lesson that's going to be learned.
No.
Here's a lesson that's going to be learned.
Okay.
If the reason why these black women today use child support on a man, unwarranted, because I take care of my kids currently. So in this scenario, I'm already taking care of my kids. So there's no reason for her.
When you call yourself a leader in the position that he is, you're held to a way higher standard.
But travel and get a rental car whenever he needed to go, out of town or come here. So that I didn't mind doing, and also business plans. I wanted to set up some business plans as far as, he wanted to get, we talked about oil tables and things like that to do when he set up on the street. And I led him to Medina because I'm very familiar with Medina from the past. Being at Ansar, we always used to order from Medina. So I tried to put him onto that. I would invest in. I told him I would invest, and trying to get him to be more self-sufficient, trying to get him to become his own boss, and things of that nature. Basically, the whole genre was built on, I'm just going to work this little job, and I take from my other wife that will give me money. I know there's one time there was a situation with an eviction, and
try to talk up a little bit more, sister, a little louder.
Okay, I know there was one situation with the second wife when there was an eviction, and she handed over her money to stop him and one of the other wives from getting evicted, the first wife. So this woman was only receiving a disability check from a special needs child that she had just had. So this was, basically what he was doing. I didn't agree with it. I spoke with his sister. He was upset about it, but I didn't care because I'm for women and children first, and I didn't believe that she should have handed over that special needs check to him when that baby is definitely in need, and she was in need. She didn't even have an apartment. So she was living in, very poor quarters, it was very rough. And she assured me that she wanted to get out and that she was going to put pressure on him to try and get out of where she was at. And she was going to tell him that the family members she was living with wants her out, so that to make it urgent so that he could at least try and come up with something to help her. The situation was very, very desolate. So these are the things that I noticed with the wives. I know that I've read texts. I did go through his phone. I was an angel. I'm not going to sit here and say I was an angel throughout this. I went through his phone, and I see where the first wife was, saying that you can give me a dime, you don't do anything, so this whole mentality is basically the women are taking care of him. He buys $200 garments for Passover, and the women look like vagabonds. He does not, care.
You said they're paying $200 for what?
Yeah, he paid $200 for his garment for this Passover, the cream one.
Those stuff that they be wearing?
Yeah.
The regalia?
Right. Yeah, he paid $200 for that. When I'm sure that could have went toward, as he says, his two daughters, and even my household, something. But about
the children, since you're on there.
Mm-hmm.
This is very important. Okay. In this family dynamic, there's at least amongst two different women, yourself namely, and another sister, there's at least two children suffering from special needs, correct? Right. Or special needs children. And when I was reading the sentiment from a heated dialogue that you was having between him and the other wife, she intimated, and we'll post it, she intimated that, well, your child is retarded, and, euphemistically speaking, we know special needs, but I'm just quoting or paraphrasing, that your child's retarded, so basically, the child is not really relevant. So with these children that out of context retarded, but we know euphemistically speaking, special needs children, with two special needs children in the realm of this family dynamic, I want you to explain how ISUPK identifies with these special needs children. In other words, can children with special needs be allowed in the temple? Are they even embraced by the community, or are they shunned away?
Okay, the exchange took place on Facebook. I didn't know who she was. I wasn't familiar with her. I started getting called a skank. She must have known that we were shortly engaged and we're going to get married soon. And then she began to inbox me. I proceeded to argue back with her, which I'm not proud of that. We went back and forth, and I told her she was jealous because he was having a baby by the second wife, and that she was jealous, and she needed to get herself together. I sent you all those transcripts, so you have all of the proof that where she proceeded to say, I didn't know retards counted as a baby because we knew that his child was going to be special needs. She proceeded to say, I know all about the sick little baby. And what I was told was that the children with special needs cannot be amongst the congregation because you don't want to be with them and breed more. So
children with special needs were not allowed in the congregation. Say that whole part again and say it loud. Say it clear enough so they can hear you.
That children with special needs were not allowed in the congregation, in congregated areas, because they don't want to breed more of those children with special needs. And I found that very disturbing because that was his.
It's a myth that black men don't take care of their kids on child support or not on child support. That's a myth. And if that actual, at first, I'm just not sure anymore. I think Umar Johnson really should stop talking about it. So he got a daughter of 22 years that has come out and said that Umar Johnson wasn't in her life, rather. That he's only been around like 4 times.
Damn.
So Umar Johnson's initial response was he has white man's paperwork and he want to have a conversation live with the mother and the daughter, and then the truth will come out. So like saying that, I said when I did the live stream, and even when me and Tommy talked about it, I said this could be a thing where the mother used child support against them and the mother made it hard. And my stance is, if you put child support on me and I'm taking care of my kids, I'm not coming around them kids. I'll come around them kids when they old enough. So
hold up, Captain. Are you saying if your wife put child support on you, you're not coming around your kids because of what she did?
Yep.
That's wrong, though, Captain.
No, it's not.
The children ain't got nothing to do with what the mother did, Cap. What is you talking about?
There's a lesson that's going to be learned.
No, the only lesson that's going to be learned is that you're going to miss valuable time with your children growing up. And hold on, and guess what? It's going to be someone else shaping and molding their mind, their brain. Another man or whoever else out there in them streets will be shaping and molding your child's brain. Come on, brother. You can't take that out on the children, Captain. You're wrong on that.
Okay. No, here's a lesson that's going to be learned.
Okay.
If the reason why these black women today use child support on a man unwarranted, because I take care of my kids currently. So in this scenario, I'm already taking care of my kids. So there's no reason for her to put child support on me. So why is she doing that? She's doing that usually, let's say I'm assuming we're not together in this scenario no more. So now she's jealous because I got another woman. And so she thinks the way she gets vengeance on me is to put child support on me. But at the same time, she'll get another man. I'm not putting child support on her when she gets another man, but she's putting child support on me when I get another woman. So now the lessons that are going to be taught is these young daughters and young sons see me being belittled by the child support system and being forced. Now that's teaching my daughter that she can do the same thing to her father, her baby's father, if that happens. I'm not giving that lesson. What they'll see is that
I disagree with you, brother. That is wrong.
Nah, you don't fight for your kids. Let me tell you what y'all saying. And I'm looking at the chip. What y'all saying is fight for your kids no matter what that woman does to you, no matter how she belittles you, no matter how she sicks the white man on you. Nobody is saying that woman is wrong for sicking the white man on me.
She is wrong too. I would say both of you wrong, but
no problem.
What?
No, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. No.
You still got to raise your kids,
I'm not the one.
All right,
no,
man.
I'm not the one that put the kids. I am listening to you. I hear you. And what you're saying is the normal practice of what men are taught, because men are allowed to accept mental abuse and mental oppression.
Listen, let me say
from
something.
Black man.
I got 5, Captain. I got 5.
I got 5.
And when they grow up, I mean, I got
5 kids that are my own.
3 of them, 4 of them that's grown now, adults.
Yeah, well, I only got one that's grown as an adult. I only got one.
And guess what? Right? None of them can tell you that I have not been there in their life, that I have not bought their every school clothes, or ever since they've been going to school and out of school and graduating. I have been there every year for them on their birthday. Every year, brother.
Right.
They can't tell you nothing like that. But what I'm saying, you saying that you don't want to be around the kids because of what she did.
No, you see, and this is what's hard for people to understand. Black men, and when it comes to child support, Black men is used as a weapon on Black men for child support. And then for my son to know that my woman, that his mama can do anything to me, that's going to teach him to cower to a woman.
No, Captain. I don't believe that.
You're not letting me
These are kids, bro.
Listen, Tyrese Gibson, there's a post where Tyrese Gibson went through all that hell.
Yeah.
I would have just paid that child support, and I wouldn't have seen it, because when that daughter, and he still has trouble seeing it. When that one daughter turned 18, she chose Tyrese. That's I think an article or something that I've seen. That if you want to keep your power, this is for Black men. You taking care of your kid. Now, this is an 80-20 rule, meaning it's 80% of Black men that are being put on child support falsely. And what they highlight is that 20% of Black men that are being put on child support who are actually deadbeats. So because there's deadbeats that exist, they try to act like they have to do this. Well, we know tons of Black men that take care of their kids, and them women is putting them on child support because of jealousy, because of control, because of envy, because you know what else will come with that? Child visitation or supervised visitation, because the woman lying on that man. You put me on supervised visitation, I'm not seeing them either. The court system is not going to control how I take care of my kids. So if that woman lets the court system control how I take care of my kids, then she can let that court system raise them kids. And when that child turns 18 and she comes to me or he comes to me and says, why didn't you come and see me? I'm going to tell him, you remember I saw you until your mother said she wanted the white man to be in charge. That's Captain, the lesson that they're going to learn.
And I would tell my daddy, what that got to do with me as a child? You never came to my baseball games.
Talk to your mother about that.
Hold up. You never came to my graduations. Brother, it's you, Captain, as the man. That's
Talk to your mama about that.
No, bro.
Your mama chose that.
Hold, let me talk now. Let me talk. The mother did not choose that, Captain. You're the head. You're the man. You're the king, right? And so what? She take you to child support. That's on her. You take that out on her, but not the kids. You don't when these kids are going to school and they see their daddies coming to the graduation, how do you think your baby would feel? They see all of this stuff, like when their birthday come and they see the celebration, but they never see their daddy until they get grown, until they get 18. They be like, Dad, you wasn't there for me. Why the fuck? You know, that's when they shit on you. But guess what, Captain? Guess what? What if your child is growing up under the wrong influence? You telling me you're not going to be around that child life? She's going around, she or he growing around homosexuals, getting involved in that lifestyle, getting involved in corruption, and you nowhere in their life to guide them, to give them the right teaching growing up because you mad because the mother? I'm hoping that I could change your mind and listen to what I'm telling you, brother. You want to take it out on the children because of what the mother did? No, brother. The children didn't ask to come in this world, bro. You got to still be a daddy every day.
So
I'm hoping you listen to what I say, brother. Just like you give me counsel, man. Come on, man.
As a daddy,
yes.
As a father, first of all, if I was the head, she would have never left me in the first place. That's first. The broken home is because she left. That's second. So she fucked up the home.
All right. Imhotep Haru said, sometimes women use his children to push men out, to push men away.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
So, I got you.
So hear what I'm saying. So even so, when we talking about a head, when that woman breaks up, we all know women are extremely vindictive. So all of them dangers that you're talking about, the fact that you're paying the child support, you know what that means? You're not with the child. You're only seeing the child. Let's say if you get weekend visits, that's usually how it goes. Usually, if I'm now, I don't have no issue with none of my wives at all. None of my children. All my children are taken care of. But we talk about a hypothetical scenario just for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, if you're separated and you're paying child support, let's say if you get the child on the weekends, that weekend is usually you're picking them up Friday, you're returning them Sunday. So you're essentially talking about one full day, which is a Saturday, and then the other 3 days are just a half a day because you're returning them. So that danger that you're talking about, he's with the child is with that the mother, and whatever element the mother has her around. And you know what else is happening when she around? You think she ain't talking shit about the man? About you? She talking shit about you.
But
She
that's why it's
belittling you.
important for you to be in their life where they can see the truth.
It doesn't matter if you're there or not. This is what I'm talking about. And let's not, I don't know why anybody is not acting like this ain't what happens. The opposite is the less. What the opposite is, where there's actually good communication, good child support, all of that is the less. The majority of the time, it's the worse. And brothers go through. I know a brother in my school, what was in my school, he comes to me to get counsel because he's new into the truth. As he comes to me, he's new into the truth. He's telling me about his baby mother. So I'm asking him about it. He said, well, I need to get advice from you because now he's knowing what like adultery and stuff like that is. He said, well, my baby mother got a man.
Damn, hold up, Captain. Listen to what Keon said. This is a good conversation. I wouldn't mind having an open panel on this. Brother Keon said, man, this convo is hitting home for me right now. My son live in California. I ain't see him in person for years. Not proud of it. Got into it with his mom a lot. Wasn't a good time in life. But see, that's what I mean, because I feel you, Keon, but because we get into it with the moms, what we do is hold on, let me finish. What we do is get caught up in our ego, and sometimes we take it out on the child. And then, because I've been around people, because she don't want to give you that thing no more. You don't want to give her them. You don't want to look out. Nah. You don't want to take care of them. You walk out of their life because now she ain't giving you that kitten. And I've seen that happen many times, brother. Many times.
Listen,
so, Keon, make sure you contact your son and stop the BS. You're the adult. You're the adult, brother.
See how you clicked it quickly on Keon and blame the man.
Oh, dish soap is on sale. We need it?
Yeah, I think we need ketchup too.
And sometimes we take it out on the child. And then, because I've been around people, because she don't want to give you that thing no more. You don't want to give her them. You don't want to look out. Nah. You don't want to take care of them. You walk out of their life because now she ain't giving you that kitten. And I've seen that happen many times, brother. Many times.
Listen,
so, Keon, make sure you contact your son and stop the BS. You're the adult. You're the adult, brother.
See how you clicked it quickly on Keon and blame the man?
I'm not blaming the man, brother. I'm not blaming the man.
You start saying, bringing up vagina, you start bringing up all those things because you immediately assumed it was him. When it comes to the issues, like I'm about to tell a story. So my brother comes to me and he says, Cap, I sleep with the baby mother, but, now, being I'm an Israelite, you telling me what adultery is. What should I do? I said, going forward, you can't sleep with her no more because she has a man. You're committing adultery if you sleep with her again. He told her, I can't, do that no more. She put him on child support because of that. Prior to that, no child support. Prior to that, he was seeing the kid. And then she lied on him and said, like, let's say today is March 12th. She lied and tried to make it, or 10th or whatever day it is. She lied and said that he hasn't paid since like January. So now they threw arrears on him, made his life a living hell, all because he would not sleep with her. And so what we have to stop doing is making excuses for a black woman or any woman. We talk about black women now, for any woman to be able to use child support and the white man's system as a weapon against black men. And we all know that black women and women in general use the white man's system as a weapon against black men. So if you pay in child support, you pay it. But and if you put in supervised visits, now you're being told when to see them. And then you can't control that child. If that child is having trouble in school and you telling them what to do or him to do, but you only seeing them once or twice, and then when you call and then the mama want to take control, that's divisive. The woman broke up the house. The man did not break up the house. The woman left him. In the scenario me and Saneter talk about, I don't want to make it seem like it's absolute. Right. So in those scenarios, no black man should belittle himself. You want to keep your manhood and teach your son manhood, just like you don't let your woman belittle you when she talking to you. You do not let no woman belittle you using the white man's system against you. Now, as a man, now here's what you could do. Here's what men are supposed to do as men. Let's say the relationship breaks up. As a man, you're supposed to go to that woman and you're supposed to work it out. Y'all supposed to work it out without using the white man's system. So I want on record, I'm not saying you don't take care of the kid. You take care of the kid. What I am saying is that you don't put that man or that woman on child support. You do not need the white man to take care of you, to tell you how to take care of your kids. The black man and black woman should be able to work out the visitation rights. They should be able to work out how much they get paid, because here's the other flip side. We all know them women, they be having them on child support and then they still asking for more money. Let's say you paying $200 a week in child support. They still come and say, well, he needs sneakers, he needs shoes, but you're paying child support, but now they still coming to you for more money. And if you don't give that money, then they still call you a deadbeat. It's better to work it out. And then here's another reason why it's better to work it out. Let's say on child support and you're supposed to pay $200 a week, but let's say if you work it out amongst yourselves. So y'all break up and you say, okay, y'all got one kid together. You say you're going to give $200 a week and y'all work that out and that's cool. That goes good for, let's say, a year. And then let's say you lose the job. You can work it out with the mother and she can say, okay, I know you've been doing this good for a year. You lost your job. So, we're going to reduce it a little bit, work out a payment. It might bump down to $100 a week instead of $2. But if you in the courts and hope that they accept that you lost the job because the two of y'all are no longer in control. The government is in control. On there. You can go, Seth. So we got to stop acting like this court system has not been designed. This court system has not been designed to be against us when it comes to child support. And child support does not even raise the kid. The child support just pays a bill. And for the most part, the woman used the money for herself. They don't even use it on the damn kids. So no, I'm against child support. But the thing with Umar Johnson, though, Saab, I think right now.
Before we get to Umar, let me say, I disagree with 75% of what you said. I agree with some things, not everything, but I disagree with 75% because to me, as a father, I'm looking at me reproducing myself again. I don't know. I might be soft, but I just can't do that to my babies. I grew up without a father. Hold on, let me finish, brother. Okay. I grew up without a father, man, figure. I didn't have no father coming to see me graduate, coming to see me play ball, coming to see me do none of that. I wish I did have one, but I don't. And I just, man, I love my children, brother. I can't go without seeing my babies for a year or a week. That's just me. That's just who I am. I'm soft when it comes to them. Hold up. I'm just soft when it comes to them. Like my daughter could ask me for any goddamn thing and I just melt in her hands. I just melt. Like, here, take it. I'm with you. She'll look at me with the sad puppy eyes and I'm talking about right now to this day. Her ass is 23 years old right now to this day. And she could come over to me and, Dad, can I do this? Can I have that? Can I do that? And I first say, no, I ain't got this. I can't do that. But then she'll hit me with the soft look and I'll be like, here, baby, go ahead, man. Damn.
Listen, I'm a grandfather. I'm a grandfather. My oldest is 20. Yeah, so my oldest is 22. 22 was born 2001. So she's 23 as well. Damn.
Oh wow. Okay.
Damn, that just hit me, son. So my daughter's 23 too.
Yeah.
And it is the same exact thing. Like my relationship with my kids is wonderful. So I get where you're coming from. But even my mother taught me about child support. My mother taught me because my father wasn't in my life like that. And as he was not in my life, my mother had 3 kids. I got a twin sister, I got my brother that passed away. And my mother said she would never put him on child support because she said my father was already going through enough. And she didn't want to inflict further pain on him by using a system that was not designed to help him. So my concept didn't just come from no Israelite position. And my mother raised us. Now, was it hard? Yeah, it's hard to grow with a father in and out your life. My father was in and out of my life. So it's hard. But the white man system is not going to make it better. Like getting a paycheck or getting money from the white man, that does not replace a father.
Yeah, but Captain, what about those fathers? Let me ask you this question, Captain. I want to see where your head at. What about the fathers that's really not taking care of their kids? Do you think the woman should put them on child support if they're not doing what they're supposed to do?
But that's why I said it's 80-20. That's what I said earlier. I said it's 80% that black women are using it against black men. And then there's a 20% of black men that ain't shit that they feel that they got to do it.
See, so me and you is different. I think it's 80% of the black men that's on child support that's not doing what they supposed to do.
You should look
and it may be 20% of them doing it and women just trying to seek revenge on them because they left. But I'm telling you, I'm going up into the high 80s to say that most of the men that's on child support are no longer taking care of their babies. And that's why women do it. They have no choice.
No. I'm going to tell you, if you actually look at them, first of all, there's a myth that black men don't take care of their kids on child support or not on child support. That's a myth. And if the actual facts is, when you actually look at the stats, the fathers beat the mothers when it comes to raising, education, and how them kids are. And when they're getting put on child support, depending on the reason why is why you have the problems. But I guarantee you that 80% of black women that's putting them on child support, they putting them on child support out of vengeance. The 20% is where they're deadbeats or something like that. So I don't agree with child support at all. It's never something that I've agreed with. I've been against it since my mama taught me about child support.
All right, now I saw you wrong. What am I wrong about, Ross? What am I wrong about?
Now with the Umar Johnson thing, I started out being directly on Umar's side. Now I gotta wait and see. What I mean by that is the way he talking. Like the more he talk, Umar's an extreme narcissist. Like he's a narcissist.
Yes, he is. Like, he's a Leo, bro. He's one of them polites. He's a Leo. Polite is a Leo.
That man said this man said on a live stream out of his own words that he was told that that both of his baby mamas are coming together mad at him because they saw him posting videos of other women speaking nice about him or something like that. And I said to myself, why would he, that's not the route to go. Because Umar Johnson, remember, he had the conscious stripper. He had other women that he's posted and stuff like that. Why would it be now that they would do it? Umar Johnson is he's taking an angle to where I be wondering if it's a play for attention. So he could now do some shit to promote. I'm gonna keep some of the stuff to myself because I wanted to come out. But I think Umar Johnson, the more he talks, the more he hurts himself.
All right, I'm gonna see if you hurt yourself right now. Let me ask you this question, brother. Now we see that Umar is now becoming a conscious celebrity. What do you think about that, man? Because I know you've seen him on that show. What's the dude name with the blonde hair? Yes.
Yeah, Drewski. Yeah,
what do you think about that, man? Do you think he's becoming a clown now? Umar Johnson?
I think
and would you go that route just to get more fame and more known now?
Well, I don't know from what I saw, I don't know what he did that would take away from whatever people believe him to be. Now, I don't believe him to be what people believe him to be. I think he's a scammer, like the church is a scammer. Meaning,
okay, I got
with
you.
all that stuff he's doing with Drewski and stuff like that, there still ain't no school. Like all them funds and all that money that he's made, he has not